But I have a lot of friends that I talk to about their faith and their journey. And often they'll say to me, Mary, I used to be Catholic. Now we go to this other church. It's a little better for us. And, they really talk about the Bible, a little bit more rooted in the Bible than the Catholic Church. And then, it kills me because I'm saying, you don't understand. The Catholic Church is all about the Bible. So maybe you can kind of share. I'm sure you go through this frustration as well because people approach you about that all the time. How would you respond to someone that would say something like that, given your background and your love for the Bible?
Sure. Well, I would say, to begin with, we have to ask ourselves, where did the Bible come from?
Exactly.
And when I say the Bible, I mean the 77 books. Where did that come from? And if I was talking to a Protestant friend of mine, I would just ask, where do you think that came from? The Bible. And they'd say, well, let's see. And it came from Zondervan Publishing. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, where do you think those 77 books of mine and 66 of yours, where do you think it came from? And they'll say, well, I guess, the early church kind of came up with this, and I said, well, how do you know that those books are the inspired word of God? Do you believe that they're the inspired word of God? And they'd say, oh, absolutely. Every one of them? 3rd John, 2nd John, Philemon, all of it, right? Yes, all of it. It's all the inspired word of God. Okay, I'm just simply asking you a question. Why do you believe that? Now, there's only one answer, and it's the answer that St. Augustine gave. And that they can say, well, it feels like I'm inspired by it. I feel that, and I'll say, wait a minute, that's what the Mormons said. The Mormons said that the Book of Mormon was inspired because of the warmth in the chest that it brought. Okay.
Right.
That's not an answer. So why do you believe that's the inspired word of God? It's not the table of contents. That's for sure. Because each of these books didn't know the other books were going to be all put together at one point. Paul didn't even realize that all of his letters were going to be bound together at one point, So why do you believe that? And they finally get to the point where they have to say, I don't know. I don't know. So then I want to bring out, in a loving, charitable way. This isn't a contest. This is not fighting with people and trying to be smart, but it's to illustrate something. And they'll say, I don't know. And I'll say to them, I know you don't. I know you don't. But let me tell you why you do now. And that is because of the Catholic bishops. And they're like, what? I say, in the councils of Hippo and Carthage in 393 and 397, the Catholic Church determined that these books were the inspired word of God, the canon. And that's all. That's the answer. So St. Augustine said, I would not believe that the Bible was the word of God had not the church told me.